Vegas about 3 weeks ago, and met him backstage, and we were just chatting along. And he's ready to go back out there and auction off one of the cars. You know, he'd been hired to auction off some of these rare cars.
Yeah,
and,
doesn't he own those?
These muscle cars.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, Jay, you can't go out. He says, why not? I says, you got lint on your back, on your suit jacket. I says, here, turn around.
Was there really lint?
Took the lint off his jacket. He says, okay, now you can go out.
Oh, yeah, he's a motorcycle nut, isn't he? He rides in
Yeah.
that thing every year. Well, let's go ahead and tape some stuff. Since it's just tape, we can kind of just talk, and then it doesn't matter if we get off track or whatever. But we, hey, just like I was talking, because I was promoting it today, I was saying, oh, hopefully Nick St. Nicholas will be rolling by tomorrow. You never know, what did I say? You never know what chimney Nick will be found in, but he usually makes it, to wherever he needs to be. So anyway, I was promoting yesterday that you were going to be here tomorrow, which is Thursday, which will be today when we talk about today, because it's today. So it's Thursday, and the ride is coming up on Saturday. So anyway, that's just to straighten my brain out. Hey, Nick St. Nicholas of Steppenwolf and the Classic Rock All-Stars is here. Hey, Nick.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man, did you have any trouble getting your hog up the stairs?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I tried to add a third wheel, but they said no.
Golly, man. Well, sorry about that. We would have made a third wheel. Yeah, like a third leg. No, oh, Nick is one of the grand marshals, along with our friend Mickey Jones, for the 6th annual Kids to Kids Toy Run coming up on Saturday. You getting excited, Nick? Or?
Yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm shining up my bike. I'm working on it today. It's getting it spiffed up, get some of the dust off the mirrors and stuff, and make sure I know what's coming up from behind and so on.
All right. Well, it's all to benefit these kids that otherwise would not have Christmas presents to open on Christmas Day, and everybody can get involved, even if you don't ride a motorcycle. You come out and help. Mickey Jones and Nick St. Nicholas of Steppenwolf. Was your first guitar a gift from Santa, Nick, or?
I actually, I would sell newspapers. I had a newspaper route I've delivered newspapers and saved up enough money to buy a Rogers space that then went out of style. They switched from making stringed instruments to making drums.
Uh-huh.
And of course, I can't remember what happened to the bass. It just disappeared somewhere in the past.
So you delivered papers and raised enough money to buy your first guitar.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated delivering papers.
Yeah,
especially
early morning.
Well, in Toronto, Canada, you get that 10 below zero weather,
man.
and you get that, and then it heats up a little bit to zero, and you get some of that slush on it. During the middle of the day, you get the slush on the roads, and your front tire goes out, and you got all about 55 newspapers in your little rack in front of your bike.
Right. Nick did this on a motorcycle, folks. So he delivered those papers on a big old Harley.
Yeah,
A little hard to get those bags on the bike there. I'm just kidding. Jeez.
So it was all good, but it got me the bass, and I was thrilled and happy. And joined a band called the Epics. That was my first band.
That was before Sparrow?
That was before Sparrow,
right.
And we all wore these light blue jackets, and we had a saxophonist, and
short
hair.
hair.
Always complain about every last little thing.
Yeah, short hair and the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah. You ever sleep with your guitar, Nick?
I haven't done that in a while.
Really? You did, though, once.
Well, yeah, I had to. I had no choice.
Now, Nick is an original member of Steppenwolf. He was with John Kay from the very beginning. John Kay, inviting you to join the band, or did you just squeeze your way in?
We were known as the Sparrow, and we were a 4-piece band, and I was looking around for a guy that learn how to play harmonica, and the keyboard player that was with us at the time with the Sparrow pointed out that this dude here opening up for Hoyt Axton down the street was a very good harmonica player, and so I went in and met John, and he sounded great. He had a song called "Going to California," "Hoochie Coochie Man," "The Pusher." And I thought, wow, this guy sings and plays harmonica, and he does it on a little harmonica rack and acoustic guitar. He played a Gibson at the time, and we became friends. And I said, hey, we do need a lead singer. would you be interested in hanging out, showing up for some of the rehearsals and stuff? And the rest of the guys didn't know whether he fit it in because it was the time during the British invasion. They had the Beatles and Rolling Stones and they all look alike, and we tried to formulate in order to get work. He had to look like somebody important. And John just didn't fit that kind of an image. But I said, hey, wait a minute, his talent makes up for it. Leave him alone. Leave the guy alone. He wore a jean jacket and jeans, those white jean jacket and white jeans at that time. And it was great. He had a great voice, and he had these sunglasses. He had a cool look about him. He sang great. He played great harmonica. And I said, hey, he's got my vote. And it took me a little while to persuade the rest of the guys to let him, end up being the lead singer, which he did. Before John, we had Rick James.
The Rick James?
Yeah.
The Black Rick James?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, really?
So Rick got signed to Motown Records.
Yeah.
And then Neil Young joined the band at one time too, and
I had no idea.
There's a big history before before Born to Be Wild came out. There's a lot of activities going on with the band and trying to formulate as to what is going to be the final lineup and so on.
Okay, so now on Born to Be Wild and Magic Carpet Ride, that is St Nicholas we are hearing on the bass.
We just started going back into the days when the Born to Be Wild was written. Actually, it was written in San Francisco. The beginnings of Born to Be Wild was written on the back of a motorcycle. We got stuck in Sausalito, and one night I took Mars Bonfire out on a ride to across the Golden Gate Bridge on a drizzly, autumn drizzly San Francisco night. We're freezing. We went in this place to have a cup of coffee, and we got assaulted by this guy. This guy, fought in World War II, and he called us a bunch of names. And Mars Bonfire took his glasses off, handing them to me, and he kind of looked like a young version of Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
And but he'd studied karate, and he had his black belt. So he popped this guy, and he stuck him in a phone booth, and the guy's arms and legs got stuck in a phone booth, and he pushed this guy into the street with the bulldog on a leash, barking, trying to bite Mars Bonfire's ankles. And I said, something, we're Canadians, we're here illegal, we don't even have a work visa, and we're doing this. Get on the back of the bike. We need to go back across the Golden Gate Bridge, go back to Sausalito, lock our doors, go home, lock our doors, and hide. And then that night, it was the beginning chords of Born to Be Wild written right then and there.
Oh, that's great. God, I had never heard that story.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you know what? Well, let's talk about the ride. Now, this is the 6th annual. Have you been on all these, every one of these rides?
I have over the last few years. Yes.
So, what does Grand Marshal entail for St. Nicholas and Mickey Jones at the ride? What are you guys going to be doing?
We were able to wear our hats off center just a little bit.
Yeah.
And try to look cool.
Right. Now, this all starts at V-Twins 101 in Camarillo.
Yeah.
On one of the best rides of the year. And what is the route like, Nick?
The route is, it actually does look good. Like the bottom part of it, like everyone's going to have a little map, and the bottom part does look like the state of Texas.
Yeah.
But it goes down into the channel, to the Pacific Missile Test Center, and I guess it's a choice that you can make, or they give this like an alternate route for those that want to take the longer route, going to the park after they visit all of the 5 stops to pick up their cards and stuff.
That's Poker Run. Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay.
we got the 126 Cafe. We got the Full of Beans Cafe down on Seaward. And then we have the Renegade Classics. What is that?
I have no idea. Renegade Classics. I don't know.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah,
because probably we get them. They got Thunder Customs. I'm sure that's a custom bike shop. And God, it should be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean the feeling you get from knowing that some of these kids are going to actually have toys on Christmas morning. It's got to make you feel good, right?
That's the most important part of it. It's knowing that. Is that some of these kids, like I grew up, we're broke. When we first landed in Germany as immigrants, there was no toys. I had a little teddy bear with one eye, missing, and that was it. And that's all I had. And then I scraped up enough money to buy I think I bought a bike for about $11, and But so I know what kids are going through, especially when parents break up, you know, and the kids end up out, you know, like, where do I go? What happens to me? And this and that, and whatever. And a ride like this, Kids to Kids Toy Run, I mean, it just does wonders for those kids, you know, that really don't have anything coming to them, and all of a sudden, boom, they get a package, you know, placed in their hands, and they'll never forget it. They'll never forget what these bikers did. My first big ride was the Kids Toy Run in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 55,000 bikers showed up for that one.
Man.
That was although they had like trucks and truckloads full of toys going up to all these different homes and places where, you know, that they had these little homes for kids with no parents.
Yeah.
And stuff.
What happens after the ride then? So the ride is over, the poker run is over. Then what happens?
I think, don't we all go to a bar?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we're all hanging out. I think Damien is buying us drinks later at the I don't know, the whiskey or something. I don't know. He's giving us a ride down there or something. No, I don't know. But because they're gonna do this at the park again, right?
They've got 3 bands, right?
Yeah. There's entertainment.
There is entertainment.
Yeah.
And they got The Situation playing. There's my son playing drums, and he's excellent. And they're quite good. And I think if they have a bluegrass band, I think it's opening up or something, then they have like a full-fledged, all-out rock ensemble. I'm not sure exactly the name of the band.
No, I don't know. But I know that even if you don't ride in the ride, I mean, you can come out to the party afterwards.
Yeah, everybody's invited.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a rider to end up in the park to be part of that. And so it's like, you know, welcome to all, and we encourage everyone to be there. You know, anyone who wants to be there can be there, and it would be great to see everybody. It's great to see a full house.
Yeah, it would be great to see a rock and roll. I got to call you a living legend, man. I mean, come on, Steppenwolf, St Nicholas, original member. You are living, right? Let me see.
So.
Let me take Nick's pulse. Okay, yeah, he's living. Yeah, I can
Okay.
feel a pulse back there. Hey, what was can you tell me something, and clean enough for the radio, of course. What was the wildest thing you guys ever got up to in Steppenwolf? I mean, not on stage, but like off stage. Is there any kind of story you can tell me about the wild days?
There was always that moment, you know, when we first got to Los Angeles, like, you know, we had no money. We were in New York, and we were Canadians, so our visas had run out. We got an offer from Columbia Records to record an album, which we did, but nothing happened to it, and they let us go. And the management decided to let us go as well. So here we are. We're stuck. We didn't have like the winter clothes to stay in New York, so we couldn't stay in New York. So it's either go back to Toronto, Canada, or like take the money. I think we had like $200 or something, which would be enough gas to make it all the way to Hollywood. It says we could take that route. Now, you guys, when we all voted, okay, it was a unanimous decision. We were going to go to Los Angeles. Okay, but I was the only one that had a driver's license. I don't know what truckers take, but whatever the truckers take, I took. I had 3 things. I mean, they were black. I took one every morning. It took me 62 and a half hours to drive nonstop from Manhattan, downtown Manhattan, to Hollywood, and to check into the Tropicana Motel on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Oh God, were you having hallucinations on the way? I mean, from the fatigue.
Yes, and especially in Arizona, you know, things start to heat up a little bit, you know, and then you got those red pavement and stuff like that. We had this U-Haul trailer that blew a tire when it did hit part of it. Like you know, they have all these little bridges and stuff like that. They have these runoffs that go dry during the summer.
Yeah.
And
right.
So I didn't see it. You know, I don't know. It saw us, but I didn't see it. And then and that woke me up.
Yeah.
And I popped another one of those things.
That's funny. Just off the record. There's a funny. I have a soundbite of one of the guys from Chicago telling the same story of having to drive cross country, and all the guys were, you know, they were taking amphetamine pills, to stay awake. And the other guys were like freaking out. They were foaming at the mouth. They were hallucinating.
Yeah, they were all snoring back there. They were sleeping. I had to keep one eye open. It's like sleep at the wheel. I guess that was a great name for a band. Sleep at the wheel. I gotta stand that like all the way through.
That's a good story, man. That's a second good story. Now I got the one about your cross country drive, and also about the beginnings of Born to Be Wild. Okay. Well, you know what? I gotta let the next jock in here.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about just real quick, like now, World Classic Rockers are still cranking. You guys are still together? Or?
Yeah, we just did a show down in Nashville at the Opryland Convention Center. It was a great day. A lot of great people, and we do have a show coming up in. This is a public show. It comes up in Lancaster on February 3rd. And it will feature Randy Meisner from the Eagles and an Ainsley Dunbar from Journey. And we have Alex Lidgerwood with us from Santana. So we go. So it's all, all the fun songs, that everybody knows. And we don't mind performing them. That's what they want to hear.
And you guys have a website, too, where they can log on and get the tour dates and stuff.
That's correct. That's at WCR.com.
Yeah.
And for all those that, interested in starting up their Burn Lounge, store, they could come to the WCR.com, and there's going to be a link to the Burn Lounge on the WCR.com.
Okay, good deal. World Classic Rockers, St Nicholas's current project. Santana's not together. I mean, Santana. You mentioned Alex. Steppenwolf's not together. Are they still together, Steppenwolf?
I talked to John just about a month ago, and his wife is just getting over cancer. And I was thrilled to hear that. And he is moving his family to Vancouver, Canada. And so he says he's backing off on doing as many shows as he has been doing over the years, and maybe just picking and choosing the ones that he's going to be doing over the next couple of years. He says, but first of all, his main thing is to move his family to Vancouver, and then decide as to what he's going to go do from there on in. Gotcha. But he's one of those guys, he'll play, forever, and it's what he's done all his life, and not to do it would be different. Would be like fish out of water.
Well, and Steppenwolf's songs, of course, will be played forever, I'm sure. As I think we play Magic. I think we play Born to Be Wild every 18 hours here.
I wish there was something I could go over. Go to one of those licensed food stores, those health food stores, and take some of those vitamins that we get that stuff that you have that writer's block.
Yeah.
I got this big cement writer's block.
Yeah, you need some of those little black pills you took on your cross country ride there.
I don't know if they work anymore.
They don't work, man. I need something stronger. Yeah. Some wheat germ.
Yeah, wheat germ.
Yeah, that'll do it. Sure.
Ginkgo. And,
Ginkgo. Ginkgo will do it, yeah. So how come Steppenwolf never released a Christmas album, man?
We need to do that. We need to seriously sit down. I may need to call John again, and I said, look, once you settle down in Vancouver, we do need to sing some Christmas carols, put out a Christmas CD, a Steppenwolf Christmas CD. It'll be the perfect gift. It'll be the perfect thing to listen to and sit around the campfire around Christmas and listen to Steppenwolf sing Christmas songs.
Yeah. And next year we'll give it out at the 7th annual Kids to Kids toy run,
So. It'd be perfect. It'd be great.
It's always great to have Nick St. Nicholas, bass player of Steppenwolf, and the Classic Rock All-Stars here with us today in Kids to Kids Toy Run. 6th annual with Mickey Jones and Nick. Beach Winds 101 is where it starts and goes all over the place, ends up at the park in Camarillo that is Freedom. Is that Freedom Park, the airport?
Actually, isn't it the Camarillo State Park?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna edit that out. I'll get the right location.
The name of my outfit is actually it looked like it really does sound like what it is, and but it is called World Classic Rockers.
What did I say?
Oh, the Classic Rock All Stars. That is, it's so easy to mix up. I mean, all us old guys, we just kind of, it's all, we all look alike after a while.
Don't worry, I won't even, I'll edit that out, so believe me, it will never air as me saying Classic Rock All Stars.
It's one of those things that really doesn't.
Well, it's right here in front of me, for God's sakes. WCR. Jeez. Oh, God. Oh, boy. All right. How's Mickey doing? You talked to Mickey?
Mickey, no, but I plan on talking to him, and he should be is he coming in today?
No, I don't think so. No,
oh,
I don't think so.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, he did an interview with.
What was his last project?
Film wise? TV wise, or
yeah, or does he come up with any new CDs or anything?
Man. I have no idea. I don't know what he's been up to.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him was on Home Improvement.
Home Improvement?
Yeah, he was. He's one of the. He's Pete, the construction worker on Home Improvement.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a famous. That's one with Tim Allen, right? The tool guy.
Yeah.
And there's a famous episode of that show where all the guys in that construction company, including Pete, form a band and play. Instead of playing instruments, they play tools. So there's a guy with a saw, and the guy with a barrel of some kind and a hammer. It was crazy, man. It was funny as hell.
Oh, how fun is that?
Yeah. But, he goes with music. He goes way back, and so I don't know if he played the drums or not. I don't remember. But
that's what I have over my place, my studio. I have like just a whole bunch of stuff we picked up in Africa. All these different kinds of little things to bang and to twirl, to clang and stuff like that. And when I have one of my parties, I make sure that we do have a jam session where everybody needs to participate.
Right.
Whatever. But those are the most fun.
Oh, by the way, when you see St. Nicholas at the Kids to Kids toy run on Saturday, don't mistake him for Robert Plant. Okay. Isn't that right, Nick?
That's right. Yeah.
The resemblance is scary, but.
Yeah, like the Niagara Falls episode.
What happened in Niagara Falls? Somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, you're Robert Plant."
Well, I was down trying to get a raincoat because we're going to go on a boat ride on the Maid of the Mist, and the guy handing out the raincoats said to me, he said, "Hey, you're Robert Plant?" And I said, "No." And he says, "Oh yeah," and he whistled to the rest of the guys handing out the raincoats. And they all come over, and they weren't going to pass out any raincoats until I signed the little pieces of paper as Robert Plant. And all these tourists are waiting for the raincoats. I figured, God, I'm going to move this thing right along. So I signed it Robert Plant.
So you signed it anyway.
So
who's going to know?
Yeah, they all go home happy. Everybody got what they needed to get, and one happy little day.
Right. So when you get Nick's autograph, if you want it signed Robert Plant, he'll sign it. Please, Nick St. Nicholas of Steppenwolf.
Good to be here. Thanks a lot.